This is where globalisation, world recession and the collapse of Australian manufacturing collided.
No, we didn't see it coming. They were telling us that things were still good, we were making money, keeping things local.
I've got a kid's mortgage, I've got the lot, so, it affects us.
Yeah, the union is completely gutted, the workers are gutted also, because of the fact that most of these people over the last 4 or 5 years have been told that their jobs are safe.
This morning, Pacific Brands told 1,850 workers in 3 states that they'd be out of a job within 18 months. 550 jobs will go from factories like this one in Melbourne, another 281 in Wollongong, 233 in Sydney and 83 in Cessnock. 56 Brisbane workers will be retrenched and another 650 non-manufacturing jobs will be cut across the whole business. For the workers, it's a bad time to be joining lengthening unemployment queues.
I buy a new house 2 years before. I buy every month $1,200 the bank. How can I pay? I don't know.
This has been uncomfortable, but it is the tough and it is the right thing for us to do, and it is the one that will reposition Pacific Brands for growth in the future.
For decades, there's been barely a chest of drawers across the country that didn't have in it the tags of Bonds, Burley, King G or Holeproof. But PB argues that it can no longer afford to make them at home and will be sending the jobs to China.
We've come to this conclusion that there is no longer a long-term sustainable advantage for us from local manufacturing.
I think the company's argument is wrong. I believe the motive is wrong, and I believe my members have lost their jobs because the company is trying to impress the stock market rather than worry about the jobs of Australian workers.
Pacific Brands products have been staples on building sites for decades, and its underwear is still promoted by some of Australia's best-known sportsmen.
Mate, you're not wearing comfy undies.
Will you still continue to keep those famous Aussie faces as your branding, or will you use Chinese celebrities?
Oh, come on.
For these unionists and workers, it's an especially bitter blow to learn that this supposedly emblematic Australian company is sending their jobs overseas.
What's the point? They're not made in Australia anymore, they're all made in China. It's all going to China, so there's no point supporting Bonds.
The only sad thing about it for Australia is that 1,800 people are going through a significant transition in their life. In terms of, that is quite difficult, there's no doubt about that.
The CEO, Sue Morfitt, says the company is bracing for a backlash, but believes that even with a Made in China label on its products, Pacific Brands will remain a quintessentially Australian company.
I'm sure that there will be a protest vote to a degree, but I'm hoping that people will also understand that behind the 1,800 jobs that have gone, there are still 7,000 Pacific Brands jobs that we are looking after.
Local industry groups say that while small and niche manufacturers will thrive, the outlook for other mass manufacturers isn't good.
I think we are likely to see some more announcements like this. That's an unfortunate reality both of the economic downturn, but also the pressure that Australian manufacturers are under.
And the Australian Chamber of Commerce and Industry says that the new government's overhaul of the Howard-era industrial laws will make it worse.
Some of those proposals will strike badly at the flexibility that manufacturers need, and that's one of the reasons why over the next month our National Parliament has a grave responsibility to moderate some of those proposals so we don't have new rights introduced that come at the expense of people's jobs.
The bad news for the Pacific Brands workers came as new figures showed the number of skilled vacancies slumped this month. Connor Duffy, Lateline.